Hello guys, and welcome back to my sequencer tutorial series for Unreal Engine 5.3. In this video we are going to be focusing on creating sequences or cutscenes that have characters in them, and we are going to be looking at how to do or use multiple types of animations such as in-place animations or Rootmotion animations that are they are basically they work as regular player Rootmotion animations, or animations that are animated so that the root actually stays where it is. So it's not really Rootmotion, but the character is actually moving. So yeah, we are going to be looking at those three types of animations, and it's going to be awesome because we are going to be looking at something more exciting than the previous time, which, you know, we animated these cubes to do like a car thing. So yeah, we are going to be looking at all the types of animations that you can use, and also we are going to be trying also character blueprint animations, which don't really support Rootmotion, but that's also fine because we are going to be looking at it through walking in place animations. So yeah, we are going to be checking out all of those, and we are going to be doing a little cutscene same as last time. So guys, if you want to see more Unreal Engine tutorials and you want to have early access to more tutorials, then go check out my Patreon. It's in the description, and special thanks to all my patrons. And if you don't want that, please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you are new to the channel. And let us get started by looking at the assets that we are going to be using. So I did import a few animation packs. You do not have to. You can just go to Mixamo if you can't afford any of those, and yeah, just download animations, use them here. You can download Rootmotion or in-place animations from Mixamo, so please go ahead and do that. But for me, I'm going to be using the Actor Core Sample Motions, the MCO Mocap Basics, the Rolls and Dodges Animation Pack, and the Strike a Pose. Yeah, I don't think we're going to use this, but I added it to the project anyway. Yeah, that's about it. So I have all of them over here. I'm going to delete all of those actors I did for testing, and also there's a sequence I did for testing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over here. We're going to add a level sequence, and we're going to call it character animation sequence. And same as last time, we have a timeline, which is awesome. So we are gonna start by using the Rootmotion animations, since they are the type that you are gonna be likely using, I guess. So we are gonna start with the MCO mocap. Oh, actually no, we're gonna start Rolls and Dodges, and this is only for showing you how to use them. We probably are gonna remove this from the cutscene. So we are gonna go for animations, Rootmotion, and I'm going to use dodge backward and dodge left. I'm going to play them in succession so that they will play one after the other. So in order to do that, first you can either drag in the first animation, or what I prefer to do is just go to the character folder, to the mesh, and place it in the level with the T pose. Actually no, this is the A pose, but whatever. And then I go back to the animations folder. I guess I don't have to do that anyway. So go to the sequencer, go to track, actor to sequencer, add SK mannequin with the mannequin selected. Once you press that, you have the track for animation. So you can press the plus button, dodge backward root, and if you hit space, you're going to see that it works, but there is a problem, which is the fact that it doesn't really it doesn't really stay where it ended. So we're going to have to fix that. So what we are going to do is we are going to right click on the animation track, go to edit section, and then when finished should be keep state. So once you've done that, the character is going to stay right where they are after they finish the animation, which is very useful. You can actually use the keep state for animating transforms as well, so keep that in mind. But yeah, this is it. The character stays where they are, where the animation has ended, which is perfect. So after that, we are going to be adding the other dodging animation. I'm going to hit the plus button, then we are going to go to dodge left root. So there is going to be a problem around here. So once you play the first animation, you can see that the second animation plays from where the first one started, which is where the root bone starts, or where the actor started. So we are going to be fixing that. This thing was actually kind of tricky to figure out despite it being very simple. You just need to select the animation and make sure to drag it to be on the same track as the first one. You know, that's cleaner. Then you can zoom in with the control and the mouse wheel, and then with the cursor on the first place of the second animation selected. So you need to put the cursor over here. You can right click on the second animation, then match with this bone in previous clip and choose the root bone. So let's try that and see if it works. Yeah, you can see that it works perfectly. So that's great. And also, I want to say something which is about Rootmotion animation specifically. So for each animation, you can actually drag out of the end and then extend it so that it loops. But the problem with that is for Rootmotion animations, it doesn't work that much because it's not going to loop. It's going to just keep doing it again and again, and the root's position is going to be locked, like not working. So I recommend either copying it and pasting it over here, or no, just don't do that. Just add it with a plus. Copy pasting doesn't work in sequencer. I almost forgot that. And you can see that once you've copied it again, it's not gonna like have the same thing. So you want to put this cursor over here at the start, then right click, match with bone in previous clip, choose the root bone. So now if you hit play, you can see that it plays it in succession, which is perfect. Also, we don't need this ramp. Yeah, that's perfect. That's how you animate Rootmotion characters. So we are going to ignore this for now, and we are going to be looking at the in-place animations. So for in-place animations, I'm going to pick a basic animation that we can use, which is the MCO mocap basics. We're going to go to animation, mobility pro, in place, and we're just going to pick a regular, I guess, the jog. So if you hit play on the on the in place animation, you can see that it's just an animation that plays without root motion. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention something about root motion. Sorry about that. But for root motion animations to actually work, you just need to go into each animation, and then once you've entered the animation, go to root motion and enable root motion, and that's about it. But anyway, ignoring root motion, we're going to look at the in-place animations again. So the in-place animation, it's just a regular animation. So the way to animate this is you need to actually animate the transform so that it moves during, like, when the animation plays, similar to what we did with these cubes. So we are going to be starting with that actually, and then we are going to be doing like this little movie. So we're going to be starting with the in-place animation, and then we are going to be using the three of them to just do this little cutscene. So I'm going to put the character over here, and I'm going to put the camera or the viewport view around here, yeah, on the ground. Then I'm going to go to the sequencer. I'm going to go to 0 seconds and add a camera and set it as the camera cut. So this is where the cutscene starts. And then what we're going to do is actually, no, let's fix the focal length first. I'm going to make it 12, I guess. No, 12 is too much. 16. Yeah, 16 is fine. Or even, well, it's 35 by default, so I'm going to make it 24. There we go. And then we have it working. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to exit out of the camera view, by the way. What we're going to do now is we're going to animate this character to actually just walk past it. So now if you, well, we don't have the character. This is the Rootmotion version. So Can we rename it? Yeah, we can. Rootmotion. For now, I'm just gonna keep it with that name. So we're gonna select the mannequin over here. We're gonna add track, actor to sequencer, and this one. So this one, the animation works, but I'm gonna make sure to play it again just in case. So MOB, yeah, this one. No, not this one. This one. It has IPC in the title, which is in place. So now we've added it. And what you can do is you can actually, for in-place animations, you can just drag out of it like this, and it will actually loop it. I personally think that in-place animations are much better to deal with, despite the fact that you need to animate the transform. Though for realistic stuff, probably you want to use Rootmotion. So yeah, we've done this and the character is running, but we want to animate the transform. So I'm going to go to 0 seconds, add the first keyframe, then add around, well, let's do it at the end, 5 seconds. We're going to move the character over here, and we're going to add another keyframe. So now if you hit space, you can see that the character is going to walk right where they're supposed to be. But I'm just going to, for the both of them, I'm going to select both of them, hit right click, and make the interpolation linear. Because the camera is not going to be seeing when the character starts, so it should be just straight up the same speed throughout the whole animation. And you can see that it works. So if we go to the camera cut and hit play, yeah, it's too far, so I'm gonna zoom in the focal length just a little bit at the start. Actually, let's put it back to default and give it a try. Yeah, this is fine. So, you know, the cutscene starts with the character running past the camera, and then we're gonna put a cut over here and create a new camera actor. But first, let's choose the next position for the camera. Let's do it like this. You know, this is not supposed to look that good. I'm just showing you how to do the tools. So we're gonna get used to the workflow, and then we are gonna just well, we're not gonna make like the best cutscene of all time, but you get the idea. Anyway, we're gonna add the second camera as the next camera cut. And of course, we can just adjust the position around here. And also we need to fix the focus, because the focus currently is too, well, it focuses on the background, not really the character. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna be going to focus settings, and you can either like do it like this, so you can just use the sample scene depth from scene, press this one, and you can just focus on whatever object that you want, which is really useful in my opinion. Or you can just disable focus. I'm just gonna, yeah, no, I'm not gonna disable focus. I like it this way. So for this part, what we're gonna do is we are gonna be animating the transform of the camera. So hit the first keyframe for transform, and then we're gonna animate it to actually follow the character. So that's gonna be great and all. So we're gonna pick the part where the character stops moving. There. So that's fine. I'm just gonna go here and add the transform. And around here, where is it? Around here, the character is too close, so we can just zoom out a bit more. Then add another transform. Oh, sorry, it's the wrong actor. Zoom out, add a transform. Yeah, that's okay. It's not really like the Last of Us quality cutscene or anything, but it does the job. So that's at 5 seconds. Now we are gonna play a different animation for this character, which is the stop jogging, I guess. So we are gonna go to the sequencer again, go to this actor, and of course the length is too, like, the sequencer length is too small, so we're gonna make it 10 seconds for now. And then we are going to just go to this button, which is animation, on the animation track, and we are going to find the jog to stand IPC, which is in place, and we're going to play it. So you can see that it does play, but since the transform stopped happening, it's problematic because the character is no longer moving. So from here, I'm going to go to the part where the animation ends, or where he stops completely moving, like around here, and we're going to add the transform. And for this one, we're going to make it cubic auto, but we didn't move the character, so we're going to move it a little bit forward and then add it. So now you can see they run and they stop. And I know they don't blend, and it's the fault of the animation pack, but we can actually fix that by creating a different camera shot. So where the camera ends, we're gonna like put the camera over here, and we're gonna add a camera. So there we go. And we also want to add it to the camera cuts, just in case. If you hit play, you can see that the jarring part between the two animations doesn't happen anymore, and that is because we added a camera cut in between them, and you don't see it snapping to the starting position of the second camera. But there is a problem, which is the fact that we didn't really put, like, we didn't edit the settings of this track, which is the animation track. So you want to right click, go to batch edit sections, and for when finished, we're going to keep state, which will keep it in the last position of this animation. This is just in case we don't really use the idle after the jog end. So we're going to go here, add an animation, and we can just find the idle if there's one. I think it's this one, so we can maybe this one. Yeah, let's try it. Yeah, it is. So you can see that it works, but I don't want him to be looking around. So I think there are alternate versions. There's one called V4. What does it do? Yeah, you can see that it blends nicely. Okay, this is fine since this is just a preview cutscene, but it gives you an idea of what we're doing. Once the character has stopped, I want to animate the focus actually, so, well, let's grab the camera first. The focus, when the character first starts stopping, the focus is on him, but then when he stops, we're gonna also, well, we didn't keyframe that. So I'm going to put the focus around here, and then we can just put keyframes over those, which is the, well, we don't need the focal length, just the focus. And then by the time the character stops, we're going to put another character over here, and we're going to put the focus on them. But for now, we are going to put it on the cube, and we can make it larger. No, it doesn't matter. Yeah, we're gonna put it on the cube, and you can just hit this button, which adds the edit as a keyframe. So you can see now that once the character has stopped, the manual focus distance will be farther the more you go. So for this keyframe, I'm actually gonna make it even farther so that the character is blurred. So now they will be blurred slowly. we can make it even more like this. Yeah, they will get blurred as this happens. So next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a second character. Now I'm gonna exit out of the camera cuts view, and then I'm gonna put the second character over here, which I'm gonna be using the animation that's not really root motion, but it's not really in place. It's the actor core sample animations, and I'm gonna pick the, well, this looks fun. Yeah, let's just use it. Or is it this one? Now let's just use the dance graceful. So I put the character here. It is actually a root motion animation. So we're going to be adding this character next. Let's go back to the character cuts, or the camera cuts, sorry. And this one is going to be around here. And we're going to move this one back. I forgot to hit this one. So you can see that it's really cool. So this one, it doesn't start until we actually put it back into the, or not put it back, just put it into the sequencer. So I'm going to go to the sequencer and actor to sequencer. And yeah, you want to hit the animation button and go to dance graceful. We added it. So now once the camera cuts, the character is going to be doing her dance. So we are actually going to move. Yeah, that's it. So at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to add a camera cut. And after that, we're going to go to the next position for the next camera, which is going to be over here. And hit this button. So it's created a camera where we're supposed to be. And we want to edit the focal length. So we're going to make it 12. And also we want to add it as the next cut. So go to this button, go to the new camera actor. And of course you can use the world outliner to animate camera actors, by the way. Or sorry, not animate. Oh, by the way, you can go to the world outliner and rename your actors if you need to. I think it's a much better practice. Though for cameras, I'm not sure what you would name them. So once she starts dancing, it's going to cut to her own camera, which, by the way, I don't like the position. So we are going to go to the specific camera and we're going to move it a little bit. Yeah, I think this is a better position. Also, yeah, that's fine. So I'm just going to animate the transform and she's going to be doing her dance. While this happens, we are going to be just changing the transform. So we scrub over here, then we move the position, and this focuses back on the player character or the main character. So you can see that this is okay, I guess. So we can play the camera cuts. Once this happens, she's gonna do this. And then after that, let's actually animate the focal length. That might look a little bit artistic, I guess. So where the movement ends, we're gonna put a keyframe for the focal length, and then we're gonna wait a few seconds, or just scrub a few seconds, and then the focal length is gonna be zoomed out. So we're gonna make it 8, and it automatically added the keyframe. So now when you hit play, it's gonna do this, and then right where it ends, we are actually gonna do a cut back to the camera, which was this one. So this is gonna be the camera we move back to, and we are not going to be creating a brand new camera for this. So yeah, we start here. Well, we needed to start right at this keyframe. There we go. And then for this one, what we're going to do is we're actually going to move the camera out a little bit, and basically it's going to say that the gameplay has already started and you should be fighting this boss battle. So yeah, let's do that. Camera actor 3, we go to transform, we put it over here. Yeah, we put a starting keyframe, and then we hit this button so that we have the camera locked to the viewport. We zoom out a little bit to the gameplay position, and of course I messed up by not going to the last keyframe. Yeah, let's do this. Oops. Yeah, no, like this. And we're going to add another keyframe for the transform. And also the character is not looping the idle animation, so we're going to make him do that. There we go. So now let's actually preview the entire cutscene and see how that looks. So over here, you hit play. We can delete this one, by the way. Let's go ahead and do that, which is the Rootmotion track and the entire actor. There we go. So now we hit play. The character runs. He runs like this, and then he encounters this dancing boss battle. She dances for him, and then he gets ready to fight, and the gameplay starts around here. So that's perfect and all, but there is an issue with, actually no, there's nothing, it's okay. So that's great. I really like it, actually. it's better than The Last of Us, or whatever the game that has the best animations is. I'm pretty sure that's not The Last of Us, but yeah, that also has like motion captured stuff and really good cutscenes. So yeah. So now that we have done this, we are going to be creating a brand new sequence as a test, because we're going to be trying to animate a character blueprint instead of a skeletal mesh. So we are going to go here, add level sequence, and I'm not going to name it anything because it's going to be deleted later. And we're going to go to this blank spot where nothing's happening, and we're going to find the player character. So the player character is going to be in the folder that's called third person blueprint, third person. There we go. And also we want to make sure that it's playable, so we're going to possess auto possess player 0, and we can even, we don't have a player start. Yeah, we do. Okay, we can delete the player start, and if you hit play, it's going to be this one. By the way, this thing won't happen. We can fix that later. Anyway, we're going to try to animate this character. So we're going to go to the sequencer, and we're going to add a track, add BP third person character. And for this one, you can just go, you can see that it automatically adds the character mesh as a track, which is something that is really good, like really useful. So you can just over here at the plus button and go to animation and do like just pick any of the animations that are available for this character. So this is actually a different skeleton from the ones we've imported, so we can't really use any of those animations, but we can try to like retarget them, I guess. So we can go to one of the packs, which is pose animations. We can go to animations, for example, we can go to clapping. This one looks cool. Yeah, let's right click on this one, retarget, and we can go to the UE4 mani to UE5 mani, retarget, and it will place it in the content folder. So that's really good. Now we go to the sequencer. We can go here, animation, and you can see that it showed up. So we can add it, and you can see that animations on the, well, we have the control rig also. We're going to be looking at this in its own video, but basically the control rig will let you animate characters inside of the engine, so that you wouldn't need to go to Blender and edit them. But we can ignore this for now. We can just focus on it on a different video. But you can see that these do not work unless you actually go to open level blueprint and play the actual sequence when the game starts. So on the level blueprint, what you're gonna do is you're gonna begin play. You're gonna create level sequence player. You're gonna pick the level sequence, which is new level sequence 1 for me, and you're gonna play. No, not this one. Play sequence player. Yeah, this one. So you can just connect it like this. This will be fine. And this means that right when the level starts, it's going to create this sequence player and then it's going to play it. Oh, right. We actually needed to delete the control rig. That one got added by itself. So in order for it to work, you can just hit on this track and delete it, and the animations are going to work. So this works, but actual movement doesn't work for Rootmotion. You actually need to just use animations and animate the transform, same as we did with this one. So I don't think I need to tell you that, but for character blueprints, you can actually use events and stuff to actually trigger stuff in the game. So we are going to be looking at that, but we are not going to be doing it in this part. But we are going to be trying out our character animation sequence. So choose it in the third person map blueprint and hit play. You can see that it actually runs when the game starts. So that's really cool. I really love the way I did it. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you are new to the channel. That would be really useful. Also, please make sure to wishlist my game, In the Workplace of Madness. It is a third-person 2.5D survival horror game, and I think that you are going to be really loving it if you check it out. This is it for this part. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, have a great day, and bye.